Good afternoon, boys and girls, and welcome back for story time. I'm so excited to have you here. Today, we are going to be reading a story about butterflies and learning more about the parts of a butterfly and how a butterfly migrates to the south and learning all kinds of fun, exciting things about butterflies. So let's get this presentation started. What's it time for? It's story time. Let's sing our song. Are you ready? It's time to read a book. Come with me. It's time to read a book. Come and see. It's time to read a book. It's time to read a book. It's time to read a book. Come with Miss Tricia. All right, here we go. Today, we are going to learn more about butterflies. Is everybody ready? Is everybody excited? Put your hands in the air if you're excited about butterflies. Yes, we are. But before we get started, let's go over our rules. Even though we're not in the classroom together, it's important to have rules for story time so that your eyes are watching the story at all times. Your ears are listening and paying attention because Miss Trisha's going to ask you some questions and your moms and dads can videotape your answers. Keep your mouths quiet. They're talking to your brothers or sisters. Keep your hands in your lap and crisscross applesauce just like you do at school. All right, before we read our book though, what's the first thing we do to get our bodies ready? We stand up to sing and dance. And why do we do that, friends? It helps get our heart pumping. And what does our heart pump? Our heart pumps blood. You can see the blood in your veins running through, and it goes all the way to the tips of your fingers and the tips of your toes and the top of your head. And what's in here? What part of your body is in here? Your brain is in your head. And when you pump blood to your brain, it brings oxygen to your brain. And that helps your brain think and focus and concentrate. So it's important to always have your body moving so that you are ready to learn. On and on now, listen up. Let's start that over again. Butterfly, butterfly, you're so fine, flying up and down all through the sky. The life cycle just goes. Butterfly, butterfly, you're so fine, flying up and down. Sorry, guys. Ready? Steady. All through the sky. Go. Butterfly, butterfly, you're so fine, flying up and down all through the sky. The life cycle just goes on and on. Now listen up. I just can't get it right. I just can't get it right, can I? There we go. Butterfly, butterfly, you're so fine, flying up and down all through the sky. The life cycle just goes on and on. Now listen up to my butterfly song. The butterfly life cycle goes like this. 4 unique stages of metamorphosis. Stage 1 is the egg on a leaf, just growing inside, chilling in that tree. Stage 2 is the caterpillar, that's the larva. There's the caterpillar. He climbs right out of his skin, crawling around all through the spring. Stage 3 is the chrysalis, that's the cocoon. Changing inside almost a butterfly suit. Chrysalis. Some call this the pupa, it's a funny name. Check out what this caterpillar became. Stage 4, here comes the butterfly. Oh, so beautiful, oh, so bright. Now they can fly with the scaly wings, and when they drink, it's a sipping thing. Sipping up nectar, sugar collector. The adult butterfly's a pollen spreader.
Butterfly, butterfly, you're
Clap
so
those
fine.
wings. Get your heart pumping. Get the blood to your body.
On and on down, listen up to my butterfly song. The butterfly life cycle goes like this. 4 unique stages of metamorphosis. Stage 1 is the egg on a leaf, just growing inside, chilling in that tree. Stage 2 is the caterpillar, that's the larva, eating that leaf and growing.
And that's how you spell caterpillar.
He climbs right out of his skin, crawling around all through the spring. Stage 3 is the
Chrysalis, that's the cocoon.
changing inside.
That's how you spell chrysalis.
Some call this the pupa, it's
a funny name.
Check out what this caterpillar became. Stage 4, here comes the butterfly.
Oh, so beautiful, oh, so bright. Make sure you're dancing.
With the scaly wings, and
when they drink, it's a sipping thing. Sipping up nectar, sugar cholesterol.
Butterflies and pollen spreader.
Butterfly, butterfly, you're so fly, flying up and down all through the sky. The life cycle just goes on and on. Now listen up to my butterfly song. Good job, friends. We had a little bit of a rocky start there, but sometimes that happens when you're teaching, right? In the classroom, we can't press stop record. We just got to keep on moving forward. So now it's time to read our book. So come with me on over to Get Epic. Here we go. What it's like to be a butterfly. Trisha was skimming through. All right, and can anybody tell me what the author does? The author writes the words. Repeat with me. The author writes the words. And what does the illustrator do? The illustrator draws the pictures. And sometimes there's not pictures to be drawn. Sometimes there's actually a photographer, real life photographer, that takes real pictures like this one here of the animals. So our title of our book is What It's Like to Be a Butterfly. The author is Jenny Johnson, and it is illustrated by Desiderio Sanzi. And also another important thing to remember is the publisher. I don't see the publisher on this book, but a publisher makes it into a book. So this story is about a red admiral butterfly, tells the story of his life from hatching from an egg to becoming a caterpillar, chrysalis, and finally an adult. And there's the illustrator. There's the publisher right there. It says Lustrated. Lustrated is the publisher. What it's like to be a butterfly. A butterfly is an insect. It has 6 legs and 2 pairs of colorful wings. And a pair is 2. So if there's 2 of them, that means there's 4 wings. So what's it like to be a butterfly, you ask? I love being a butterfly. It's like flying around on my beautiful wings. I'm a special kind of butterfly called the red admiral. Do you like my red stripes and white spots? I surely do. It's a beautiful butterfly. All day long, I flutter from flower to flower. I land on the flower and I unroll my long tongue. That's called a proboscis. Then I suck up the lovely sugary liquid called nectar. Nectar is one of my favorite foods. And you can see there's its tongue and it rolls out. And the red admiral butterfly also feeds on juice from very ripe fruit. I didn't always look like this. I started life as a tiny egg. My mom laid her eggs on nettle leaves. Can you see my tiny eggs she laid? So on Friday, we learned about the eggs being laid on milk thistle, but this butterfly likes nettle leaves. The monarch butterfly likes milk thistle leaves. I started to grow inside the egg. Then I made a little tiny hole in the egg and I wiggled out. Look at me! I was a creepy, crawly caterpillar. A red admiral egg hatches about a week after it's laid. My mom wasn't there when I hatched out, but she knew I would have plenty to eat. I gobbled up my eggshell after I hatched. Then I began to eat as many nettle leaves as I could. I was so busy eating, it was hard to watch out for birds and spiders. Sometimes they catch and eat caterpillars like me. So I found a big nettle leaf and I folded it over myself. I make these silk threads myself that keep me safe. I glued the edges together with the silk threads. I ate so much as I grew fatter and fatter. My skin got very tight. Most caterpillars will shed their skin 4 or 5 times as they grow. I had new skin growing underneath. I wiggled out of my old skin and I left it behind. There's the old skin, and then there's the bigger new skin that he grew into. When I had grown as big as I could, I stopped eating. My skin split for the last time, and underneath was a hard case called a chrysalis. Inside this, I turned from a caterpillar into a butterfly. Then I wriggled out of the chrysalis. There's the empty chrysalis. I spread my wings and I flew for the first time. What fun that was! Now I'm looking for another red admiral butterfly. We will mate and lay our own eggs. Can you find another red admiral butterfly for me? Where do butterflies go in the winter? Butterflies don't like the cold weather, so they fly to warmer places in the winter. Others just find a sheltered spot and sleep all through the cold months. How big are butterflies? Most are a couple of inches long across, but the biggest is the Queen Alexandra bird-wing butterfly. It's nearly 12 inches from wingtip to wingtip, which is about the size of a foot. What are butterfly wings made of? Butterfly wings are made of tiny flat scales of different color. These make up the patterns on the wings. The scales overlap slightly, like tiles on a roof. What does a butterfly use its feelers for? A butterfly uses the 2 feelers or antennae on its head to smell things. The feelers also help the butterfly balance as it flies and perches. So here's some butterfly words that you guys can practice writing if you want. Caterpillar, chrysalis, mate, nectar, nettle, and silk. Let's turn the page. Almost done. And let's start our quiz. Are you ready? What does a butterfly egg? Why does a butterfly lay eggs on a leaf? So the caterpillar will have food to eat when it breaks out of the egg. Because butterflies don't like flowers because it's an easy place to lay eggs. Now, who remembers that at the beginning of the story, he said, my mom wasn't here, but she knew I would have plenty of food to eat. Why do you think she knew that he had plenty of food to eat? Because the caterpillar will have food to eat if you lay it on a leaf. Does the mother butterfly stay and watch over the caterpillar as it grows? Like your mommy watches over you as you grow older? No, the butterfly flies away and the caterpillar is left all on its own to grow. What is the sugary liquid butterflies eat? Nectar. Good job. What does a butterfly use to eat? Does it use its feet? Does it have a long tongue? Does it have a straw? Or does it use its antenna, its feelers at the top of its head? Remember, it has that long tongue called a proboscis. 2 more questions. What is the hard shell of a caterpillar forms to change into a butterfly? Is it called a shell, a chrysalis, a tent, or an egg? It's called a chrysalis. Good job. One more question. What is a synonym for dance or fly in the air? What does a butterfly do? Does a butterfly hop? Does a butterfly skip? Does a butterfly flutter? Or does it float? A butterfly definitely flutters. Flutter, 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 butterfly. We got 100%, which means we got all 6 questions correct. Awesome job. So let's finish our book and see. We earned 181 points. We did a good job. So there's our book. And now we also have some more questions to answer. We're just going to go through these questions really quickly. I'm not going to give you the answers, but you can write the answers down and take a picture and post it under this assignment. How many legs does a butterfly have? What does a butterfly eat? What does the butterfly use to suck the nectar from the flower? Where does the butterfly lay her eggs? How many weeks until the butterfly hatches? What other animal might eat the caterpillar? How many times will the caterpillar shed its skin? After the caterpillar sheds its skin, what does it build around its body to turn into a butterfly? So there's some more questions for you. And here is an assignment for Google Classroom. You watch this video about the life cycle of a butterfly. You can draw a picture of as many insects as you can think of that start with the letter B, like butterfly, or bumblebee, or beetle. Don't forget to write your name and upload the picture for your Google Classroom below this assignment. So now it's time for the letter of the day. And today's letter is letter S. We are going to sing a song about letter S. Sorry, guys. I have to pull this up really quickly. So S is for shadow. S is for shampoo. S is also for shoulder, sugar, sheep, shark, and shoes. And S is also for
1, 2,
spider.
three, ABC TV. S as in sailboat. S as in star. S as in spoon. S as in snake. S as in snowman. S as in squid.
Squid.
S as in sun. S as in sled.
Sled.
Letter S. It's
The letter S.
It's
The
letter S. It's the letter S. S as in spider. S as in sock.
S as in sock.
S as in sock.
Saw.
S as in sheep.
Sheep.
S as in strawberry.
Strawberry.
S as in seal. S as in shark. S as in shoe. It's the
letter S. It's the letter S. It's the letter S.
It's the letter S. It's the
Letter S. It's the letter S.
It's the
Letter S.
It's the
Letter S. Letter S.
abcmouse.com is
So Miss Trisha also noticed that sometimes S comes with a helper letter. And the helper letter is H. I don't know if you can see that. So there's the letter S. And what I did is I took a line, took a thing of Play-Doh, and I turned it into the letter S. Letter S for you. And then I also took two lines and I made a straight line and then a line with a curve, and that made SH. And when you put the two letters together, when you put S by itself, it says S. But when you put the two letters together, it says sh. And we are going to look at